Jazz clubs around the world are sitting empty, but jazz musicians will always have great music and stories to share. And since jazz fans aren't able to get out to hear great music, we will deliver jazz to you at home. Welcome to Jazz Home Delivery with Tim Tamashiro. Hello, friends. Welcome to Jazz Home Delivery, the show where we take jazz musicians at home, deliver them to you at home. My name's Tim Tamashiro. Thank you so much for being here with us. This evening, we're on day 21 or 22 of 28 days in a row for the JazzYYC TD International Jazz Days Virtual Festival. This has been an absolute joy to be a part of. We've gotten to talk to so many wonderful jazz musicians from right across Canada and North America, and even into places like Paris. It's been pretty exciting. But tonight, we're very pleased to welcome our friends Bria Skonberg, who is in New York City, a Juno nominee, trumpeter and vocalist, and also from Montreal, Rachel Therrien, a trumpeter extraordinaire. She lives in New York, but she's back home in Montreal for the time being. I'm so happy to welcome all of us together in the same room. Welcome, friends.
Hi, everybody!
Hi.
Hey! Hello! Woo! Party!
It is a party. Rachel, you're in Montreal right now, and you're around family, and you had a nice sunny day, and you've been playing lots of trumpet. What did you do today to just get your mind off of things?
I actually did 6 hours of digging holes in my backyard to do a garden, so I'm dead, but it's great.
Digging holes. Are you planting a garden right now? That's what it's for?
Yeah, well, we had like a lot of very bad, I don't know how to say, but plants. So we had to like clean it up and like do whatever. My first garden ever.
Oh, well, I'm sure you're going to absolutely love doing that all summer long. Bria, what did you get a chance to spend doing today?
Today was a pretty good day. It was sunny here in New York, most of it. So I did some little business work and went outside. I went for a run. I live close to the East River, thankfully. So Good to get some air in the lungs. I had some meaningful conversations with people that I care about and got the horn on the face.
Got the horn on the face.
Got the horn on the face. That's a good day. I try to hit three things, trumpet, training, some sort of exercise, and trust. We're like with connecting with people that I love. So today, feel pretty good.
I heard the most darling quote last night on a movie that I was watching, and this gentleman asked this little girl, "What are you doing right now?" She says, "I'm having the best day of my life, and it's just ending now." It was so cute. So that's what I'm having. I'm having the best day of my life. So thank you so much for being on the show. You two have been busy collaborating and sneaking around and putting an interesting little music track together. Tell us about this song, Caravan. I want to play it for everybody right away because I'm so excited to play it. Rachel?
Well, is the second collaboration we're doing together, actually, and we're doing it with the a cappella app, which I actually love because you can be editing it.
Yeah.
Like all that you hear, it's first take. So it's kind of like the same. It's similar to playing live, kind of, which is good. And yeah, this is exclusive to the YYC for this show. So that's great.
Exclusive. So let me get this straight. So Rachel, you recorded your tracks first and then sent them to Bria?
Opposite. Bria started because she's great at starting in it. She's great on the shaker.
I'm the best shaker player in my apartment that I know. Thank you. You're coming. Yeah, you know what's really special? I think one of the only bonuses of this time is to collaborate with artists that we don't usually get to cross paths with. I'm a big fan of Rachel, but the amount of time we've spent together in person is less than 5 times, I don't know, in our lives.
Yeah.
So this is it's neat to find different buddies in this quarantine that are on the same wavelength and want to create something special.
Yeah.
So we found a song that we had in common, threw some ideas and said, sure, let's go with that.
Well, I love it, and we're going to play it for everybody right now. And I wanted to point out that Bria, you put on an OG tracksuit, like Adidas tracksuit. As soon as I saw that, I went, Oh my God, I had that in grade 5. I literally had one of those in grade 5. So that is old school. So very happy to see that. You brought along a childhood memory for me. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, here's this wonderful video that Bria and Rachel have put together as part of the TD JazzYYC International Jazz Days. You're going to have fun watching this. Enjoy. Here's Caravan. Yay! You did such a great job. That was so much fun. Bria and Rachel together in an exclusive a cappella video just for us here on Jazz Home Delivery. Thank you for putting that together, both of you. Bria, thank you.
Thank you. That's our first concert. Yay, us.
Yay, you. It's the double bill. You were, Rachel, you were really wailing on those old claves, weren't you?
Yeah, I love claves. I used to take percussion lessons when I lived in Cuba, and that's far back though.
Really?
I wish I could play. Yeah, I used to play timbales and stuff, but that's like 10 years ago. So you don't want to give me sticks right now. But
this is a secret.
clave is okay.
It's a secret weapon that you might have to pull out again down the road. I have a washboard right here, believe it or not. So we won't bring that out, I guarantee you. Bria, I'm going to go and speak with Rachel here for a little bit. Is that okay?
I want to listen to that.
Hey, you hang out there, and I'm just going to zip over here and say hi to my friend Rachel. Thank you so much for being part of our little virtual festival, Rachel. I'm glad that you're at home in Montreal. Summer is usually the busiest season for you, but this year it sounds like you're getting a head start on gardening.
Right. Yeah, and practicing and doing a bunch of collaborations and trying to stay active. There's actually somebody asked me to play in front of we call it CHSLD, which is a house for older
Oh,
people,
yeah. Yeah.
retiring
Retirement home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and they're gonna organize concert in front of the building so they can open the window and listen to the music. So I'm gonna do that this Sunday.
Oh, I'm so glad you're going to do that. I'm just starting to snoop around for a few of those homes that I can go do that as well. I'll take a speaker and my little karaoke system and just stand out there and sing for them because they want entertainment as well, but nobody can go into those things.
Yeah, and they're alone.
Yeah.
They were alone already, most of them. So this is harder.
Yeah, I know. We went. My wife's mom is in a care facility in this little town about 3 hours away from us, and we went to go see her. She had to sit on the inside on one side of the window, and we're sitting on the other side. I said to Michelle, "It's like we're going to the aquarium to visit Grandma," But
That's not fun.
but we made it through okay. Yeah. Tell me about your new album that you have recorded in Paris. This sounds like it was a really rich experience for you.
Yeah, well, that was a great opportunity. I was touring in Europe with local musicians that I hire when I go to Europe. And we did a showcase, and I found an agency over there that they wanted to book that project, but we didn't have an album. So they hooked me up with a record label there that produced the whole album. The record label is Bonsai Music. It's a French-based label, and I've always produced my own album. So it's the first album that is actually produced by somebody else, which was a challenge in a way. It wasn't easy to not be fully in control of everything.
Yeah.
I had to let go and stuff, but it was great. We recorded exactly a year ago in Paris in Studio de Meudon, which is like one of the most amazing studio in Paris, with a
Wow.
Fazioli piano, which is an amazing piano with all the low end of the piano sounds so great, and I think it's really a sound of this album. And we
Cool.
were supposed to be on tour right now. We thought of not releasing it. It came out March 27th.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad we released it because actually it's people were at home end of March.
Mm-hmm.
So I think more people got to stream it and to listen to it than in normal times. I had 100,000 stream in a month and a half, which for me is great because it's
Wow.
instrumental jazz. So it's the best of all the albums, and yeah.
You must be happy about the fact. Well, there are just so many unknowns, especially with especially with COVID and not being able to tour and whatnot. Part of the reason why we make albums is because it's like planting a seed and planting an idea in people's minds, and then you go out and you kind of harvest that album when you go out on the road and go on tour. But so you'll just kind of harvest it in a different way, and you'll just hope that maybe you can get a lot more streams on Spotify and the different services. Then, right?
Yeah, and the album is on sale on my website too, on Bandcamp, to get physical copies and stuff. And
Yeah.
hopefully we'll be able to tour. Still, I don't know when we're going to be able to tour, but this band is based in Europe, so this needs me to go to Europe. So it might take a little bit more time. I don't know. Nobody knows.
Nobody
I'll
knows.
just cross fingers. I can't wait to play this album live, but we'll see.
That's the one thing that we can all agree on is that nobody knows anything about what the future is going to look like. That's for sure. So you have provided this lovely video for us, and you played with a young gentleman on the piano. His name is Daniel Gastin.
Yeah, this is the piano player on the album, actually. He's one of the quartet. And he recorded it from Paris. He lives in Paris. The drummer lives in Cologne, and the bass player lives in Madrid. But this piece was great for a duo. It's a trio on the album, and I took the bass out.
Oh well, it still sounds absolutely amazing, and the lovely thing about this whole collaboration thing is that now we have the whole world that we can lean on as far as being interested in maybe doing something together. You can kind of lean on your friends in Europe and say, "Hey, now is the perfect time for us to make some videos together." Was that a bit of a learning curve for you and for Danielle to do?
Well, I think I'm learning a lot on technology, like just how to do videos, how to do montage, and it's all skills that I'm gonna use after this for sure. I just never took the time to learn it before. Um, but I've always been a big traveler, so for me, distance is not an issue. But yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited to play this. So this song, tell us about this song because it's got the most beautiful title.
The piece is called 75 Pages of Happiness. Actually, that wasn't the name at first, but the day we recorded it in studio, I realized it was my dad's birthday. The first name was 96 Pages of Happiness because I was writing it in a book that had 96 pages, but it had no meaning at all. So I was like, oh, I'm just going to change it to 75 because he turned 75 last year, and my dad's the
Wow.
most happiest man on earth. So it's perfect.
You have the happiest dad on earth. You're the luckiest person ever. Good for you. I told you I want to be friends with your dad, so I'm going to work on that. I'll find a way. Okay.
Come to Montreal. I'll hook you up.
Okay, sounds good. Well, Rachel Therrien is here as part of the TD JazzYYC International Jazz Days, the virtual festival, and she has this incredible song. It's called 75 Pages of Happiness. She's accompanied on piano by Daniel Gastin. Here is 75 Days of Happiness, Pages of Happiness. I'm pushing the applause button extra loud for you, Rachel. For you and for Daniel. I loved how you were able to lean in and give him a big smile at the end of the video. That was really, really special. Thank you so much. 75 pages of happiness for your dad.
Thank you.
So nice. You've been collaborating. I kind of get a feeling that you really like to improvise. Is that kind of your thing, your jam?
I guess so. I think even before like playing quote unquote jazz, I started improvising playing with West African groups from Montreal and Moroccan music and Ivory Coast, and that's actually how I learned to improvise at first. Playing a lot of Afrobeat, playing a lot of African jazz with no sheet music. Everything was taught
verbally
by singing, and it was I learned so much. And then I went to school in jazz, but pretty late. I think started studying jazz, quote unquote. I was almost 20, so.
So you learned entirely by ear just up until the time that you were 20, and then you started learning theory, or did you learn before that?
Not really. I knew a little bit of theory, but I didn't play piano, and it was all confusing. I didn't understood harmony, but I always had great ears. So I was playing by ear. I was cheating so much. I didn't do my homework.
Well,
but whatever.
That's something that's just natural, right? So good on you.
I think like I was having a conversation because I do some live videos interview on Instagram on Thursday, and I did one yesterday, and we had that conversation about it's like two ways of learning that ends up to meet each other. There's people that start with theory, and there's people that start by ear, and at some stage of your career, it kind of all meets up. Like the people that stick to it end up to have the same. It's just a different learning curve, I guess.
Yeah,
I love to improvise.
Either way, I mean, the thing that's the beauty of jazz is that's what the whole genre was built on, was improvisation. So it's so that I can tell that you really, really enjoy it. In fact, you invite people to send you videos. Let me get this straight. So you invite people to send you videos of them playing. You don't watch the videos, and then you do it live. You just turn on the video, and then you just improvise with it just live without ever hearing it.
Yeah, well, I started a show on every Sunday. I think Bria has a show on Sundays too, which is in the morning, and mine's at 5 p.m. So it's great. And I wanted to find a way to play with people, but latency is such an issue. So I asked people to send me videos in advance, and I'm actually playing live over it. And I had some of those videos were just free improv. I had Marta Sanchez on piano that sent me a 5-minute length improv. And so I made sure I wouldn't listen to it before, so I would keep kind of the surprise in my improv. You know what I mean? Because if I knew the thing, it wouldn't be the same. You kind of want to react, but the only weird thing is that she's not reacting to me. I'm the only one reacting to her.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
But it's interesting. It's a different approach, and it's fun. It's kind of playing a game. And I've been asking the public that's actually watching the show to send me names, just words on which they wanted me to improvise, and I started to improvise on those words and like just playing free stuff and whatever.
So
and it's
words.
fun. I'm playing games with the audience.
How do you improvise over words?
I don't know.
Okay,
somebody said
good. Well,
orange. How do you play an orange? I don't know, but I played 6 minutes of an orange.
How do you play an orange? You've taught me so much already today. How do you play an orange?
I guess it's on the moment.
It is just that's so much fun. So what words have people given you? Has there been any specific type that has blown your mind?
No,
like
not yet.
If I gave you the word pickle, you could improvise over the word pickle.
Yeah, I would go with Schwartz smoked ham.
Schwartz smoked meat.
Okay.
Montreal smoked meat. That could be it. And so you would improvise on that rhythm of the word? Is that basically what it is?
Depends. I kind of improvise more on the feeling of what the word means to me in that moment. And I have some effects and stuff. Sometimes I use it, sometimes I don't.
I think that is so much fun.
It's fun.
You don't have a lack of imagination, that's for darn sure. So again, what are the times of your show? So you got the Instagram thing, but you also have a Sunday show. So Instagram, you are under Rachel Therrien.
Yep.
And
Rachel Therrien
Trumpet, okay.
Yeah, that's Thursday at noon Eastern time. And Facebook and YouTube on Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern time. It's also Rachel Therrien.
Trumpet.
Yeah.
Okay. And you play music, some of your own music, you collaborate, you do all sorts of things, you just have fun.
Yeah, I try to make it a little bit different every Sunday, so it's not all the same thing. But I always start with a drone, and I improvise on a drone for like a couple minutes, and then I go on with stuff.
See, there's that percussionist side of you coming out again. You have that ability to be able to bring out that percussion again, right? That's amazing. I've having so much fun talking to you, but I know that you and Bria Skonberg have something up your sleeves. I'm just going to see if I can bring Bria in here right now. There's the three of us here, and now apparently you two have concocted some sort of a blues jam that you'd like to attempt here on the internet live. What's the story behind this, Bria?
Well, quite honestly, at this point, you know as much as we do.
Okay, excellent.
I'm glad.
Hey, everybody, Thanks for coming to rehearsal.
Yeah. Rachel and I guess we share a similar spirit. And this is why I love this. I'm already taking some of these ideas that she's saying, how to include the audience and stuff. So we're already jamming together intellectually.
I love it.
But yeah, no, I think, there are many different ways to do this, but it's still, even with the latency issue, it's fun to just hear somebody else's ideas and react.
Amen.
In real time. So it might be 12 bars, it might be 12 and a half bars. It doesn't matter,
Let's see what's it. It's almost like a trumpet battle that's starting up here. I'm kind of excited.
Hopefully where everybody wins.
Okay, so who's starting?
Let's say a dance more than a battle.
Yeah. I guess we should pick a key though. Maybe F. Sure.
Okay, you pick a key.
Rock, paper, scissors. Okay, I'll start. I am going to use a mute because I'm a neighbor. I have some neighbors, but here we go. Let's see what happens. Yay!
So much fun. So much fun. Well done, both of you, Rachel and Bria. This is that's the first full on.
Blues.
What's that?
It's called the pickle blues.
The pickle blues.
Blues. Love it.
I've been a fan of dill pickles ever since I was a little tiny baby. In fact, I hear I broke my arm when I was probably less than 1 year old, and my cast was covered in dill pickle juice because that's all I'd eat for yum yum. So there you go, the pickle blues, the pickle broken arm blues. Well done, thank you so much for doing that. What a treat. Rachel, if you'll excuse us, I'm going to just zip over and talk with our friend Bria here for a little bit. And here's Bria taking a sip out of her cup, and that may be gin in that cup.
It can be.
Maybe. You're pretty.
My prohibition style.
You're pretty brave to be playing the trumpet at 9:30 at night in your apartment, right?
In New York City. Well, I get away with about 5 minutes of a night, but they're pretty understanding. It's still New York City. It's still New York City on a Friday night. Yeah,
true, I guess, right? But I look at it a completely different way. I just kind of go, lucky neighbors to have such a talented musician living next door.
Makes up for the trumpet technique practice I do in the day. That sounds the real work and struggle is.
You told me the other day, we were just having a little pre-chat, and you said that we never go back, we only go forward when it comes to any challenge in life. And with that, you said that you were also kind of thinking and planning of a 2-year strategy of real thoughtful moves towards maybe getting back on stage, right? So what kind of parameters are you thinking of that would help you make that decision? There's a lot of things to keep in mind.
Yeah, I think 2 was my lucky number I've been ruminating on right now, because some days you're thinking 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 years in advance, or sometimes just 2 hours if that's all I can really handle. But I think especially in a city that New York being hit as it has, we need to be looking that far in advance and be real about it and embrace that to get back to quote unquote the numbers or the way that things were, or to resemble the way that they were, it's going to take some time to rebuild, and also just for people to feel comfortable, let alone whatever rules are in place. So to that end, I'm taking some time. I'm thinking, okay, what are some projects that I want to be presenting 2 years from now? How can I be working towards those more long-term? And, when this started, it kind of, you have to shift your mind from that too, from, okay, this was 1 month, now it's 6 months, now it's a lot longer. And I'm working on developing larger scale, long-term projects now.
Yeah, and it's all planning, but it's all guessing though at the exact same time, But as you pointed out the other day, you said it all depends on what the venues think and what the artists think and what the audience thinks, and also, most importantly, maybe even what science says.
Of course. I mean, you said earlier that the only thing we know is that we don't know. And I wish that more people felt that way.
Mm-hmm.
Some people think they do know things, but I'm pretty sure we still don't know. And so it's difficult to make concrete plans based on hopeful situations. I'm positive, I'm hopeful, I'm working towards the best case scenario, but you need to be very realistic about what is going to be possible, and that everybody's levels of comfort will be different.
I see the Canadian sneaking out of you here. You're thinking about other people.
I'm never far from home in spirit. I live in New York City, but I am from Chilliwack.
I was going to say, chili, 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 whack, 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 chili, 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 whack, whack. That's
exactly.
a great tune.
Wherever
That
I
was
go,
so much fun that you wrote that.
I say wherever I go, I state I'm from the jazz metropolis of the Great White North. Chilliwack, British Columbia, Canada.
It's amazing. Well, they're sure proud of you there. I know that for sure.
I love it.
So when you do have that first gig out on stage in front of people, what do you anticipate that's going to feel like?
I hope I can pace myself, because I'll be so excited to play. I'm going to be playing so much trumpet, and yet I won't have played for very long in a long time, so I might not have the endurance. Yeah, I'm looking forward to playing with people again. Obviously, that's what I miss most of all, is being, it's more than just hearing the music, it's feeling the music. And especially in our position, we play trumpet and singing. I'm in the middle of the band all the time, so I can feel the bass, the piano, the drums. Earlier this year, I played my first gig with a symphony orchestra with my band, and it was just like standing in the ocean of colors and sounds. And I never took it for granted, but I realize, especially now, how just glorious and a beautiful feeling that is.
It is. It's like swimming around in a warm ocean of music when you're playing with a symphony, isn't it?
Yeah, when you're playing with the right people.
Yeah.
The big.
I hear you. So, in keeping with this idea of not holding back and the trumpet, the audience is going to get a lot of trumpet. You have a song you called "Let's Go All In." That's a perfect song for that. Well, tell us about this.
Well, this is a song I wrote quite a few years ago, but I think one of the, let's say, opportunities to learn of this quarantine, not just challenges, but opportunities to learn have been, okay, what can I do beyond playing trumpet to play for people? And Rachel said, I've been doing these Facebook Live sessions twice a week, Wednesday afternoons and Sunday mornings to different time zones to hit different people. And they're just meant to be fun, joyful, just some, I play some trumpet, I play some piano, I play some ukulele, I pull up my shaker, doing songs. Sometimes people request things, or I hope that they sing along. So all that to say that piano was my first instrument, but it certainly is not something that I've ever performed on. But
Is this the first time?
I have done a couple of encores at a couple of gigs, but
okay.
So don't judge me for my piano playing, but I thought it would be nice to share a song that's kind of swingy. It's an original tune of mine, and it just falls into the improvising nature again.
Bria, we are all ears.
Here we go. And I wrote it when I was feeling, let's say, a little single and sassy. So if that's where you are tonight, woohoo! Or
I know I am. I'm feeling sassy.
Live vicariously as we do in our bubbles these days. All right. Love, who needs it when all your needs are met? Love, love, why seek it? What you see is what you get. Love. Am I careless not to want, or selfish not to care? Am I greedy to want more just because it's there? Love. You intrigue me like a dark forbidden place. You. Oh, you delight me like chocolate dripping down my face. You. Well, meet me in the middle of a stolen sideways glance, and if you can read my smile, well, you can take a chance. Love. So many guys think a girl doesn't like to have a man with no plan further than where to end the day. But I've yet to know another Jello Joe that didn't like to get their kicks. Sizzle. Two of a kind, growing close and closer still, till oh, two of one mind come to find a calming thrill. Let me tell it to you straight. Leave the liars, do the sins. Just call a spade, and let's go all in. Let's go all in. Two of a kind, growing close and closer still. Till on two of one mind, come to find a common thrill. Let me tell it to you straight. Leave the liars to the sins. Just call a spade, and let's go all in. Let's go all in. Let's go all in. Let's go all in.
Hooray! Hooray! Bria Skonberg on the piano. Watch out, Diana Krall. Bria's coming for you.
No. But it's good. It's another skill to kind of work on. It's trumpet's a beautiful instrument, but it's nice to be able to accompany yourself once in a while.
It is, and I'm very impressed, and yet even a little bit surprised that so many artists can accompany themselves. Christine Jensen was playing the piano the other night. We've had a number of people just kind of jump on different instruments, so it's always a treat to see.
See what we're hiding back here.
Yeah, see what you're hiding back there. So you have this new album. It's called Nothing Never Happens. What does this title mean? Explain this title to everybody at home, because it's an intriguing title.
Sure. Well, there are two layers to that. A couple layers to unpack. One of them can describe the inspiration of the album, and it was about 2 years ago when I was feeling just so overwhelmed by what I consider the white noise of everything that's been going on in the world, the tension, the politics, the media coverage, the so many opinions, all that. You know what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. And I just felt like I didn't have enough time to process it before more input was being put in. So I took myself off the grid and took a couple of writing retreats and put time aside in my schedule to just write some songs. And my process is to sit in silence, make space, and see what comes out. And a lot of the songs on the album are original songs that emerged, just out of response to all that. So Nothing Never Happens in one way means that, it's a barrage of information. It was that feeling. Mm-hmm. And at the same time, the phrase came because of traveling with a lot of bands for many years. And I know Rachel can relate to this, but stuff inevitably goes wrong. You lose luggage, you lose people, you lose things along the way. There's chaos. It's absolute chaos to get everybody in the same place at the same time. And I just, learned that if you just keep going, and sooner something will happen. Something always happens. Nothing never happens. So that just became a phrase that I would say almost in jest as we were on the road with the band. Like, something will happen. Nothing never happens. And so the point being, it's a double negative. There is a layer of optimism. There's hope to be had. And even in this time, it's even, even more so that we just need to stay positive, stay on track, keep going, just keep going. Something will happen.
There's something is eventually going to happen, and sometimes it's really, really surprising what the universe delivers to you, right?
It's already happening.
Yeah.
It really is. Like all of these, again, let's call them opportunities to learn instead of challenges. Like the digital things we're pulling together, the collaborations, the conversations we're having, and the fact that it's a global pandemic, I think is really important. The people that tune in on Facebook are from all over the world, places I've never even heard of sometimes, but it's a shared experience. And to me, that just feels like, okay, we are going through this together and we are going to emerge from it together.
That's right. Aim from your lips to God's ears. I even read the other day that there was like a reduction of 17% of greenhouse gas emissions.
Hooray!
17%. That's a massive number. So the good things are happening from us staying at home. Let's make this an annual thing. Not the COVID thing. Let's just make sure that we stay at home for extended periods of time to see what happens, right? So the album is out and it has a Juno nomination, but the Junos are delayed. So you don't know whether you're a Juno winner or not, but you're a 3-time nominee.
Well, I was lucky. I won in 2016.
Oh,
I won a couple years ago. So they're all vocal in the vocal category, which is very nice because I put out there are a lot of original songs again on the album, and that's just a vulnerable thing to kind of do. So that feels lovely. So it's my 3rd nomination, maybe my 2nd win, but you know, it's not up to me. It's not up to me at this point.
Well,
I'm looking forward to going to Saskatoon in March.
Saskatoon in March is a tropical oasis.
I know.
Saskatoon is one of my favorite cities in the entire world. It's the Paris of the prairies for a reason, right?
No. If I could go there right now, I would.
Yeah, there you go. That's amazing. Well, hopefully you get the news right away that you are the Juno winner in the category. You had stiff competition one year, but did you beat who? Who did you win over the year that you won?
You know what? I won that year, but it was very special. You know, meeting the other nominees was really wonderful. Barbara
Lika. Was it
the
Barbara
vocalist?
Lika?
She's awesome. Funny, my old college roommate Amanda Tosoff. And Matt. I'm just blanking right now in the moment.
Yeah.
Matt Dusk. Yeah. They're just some really wonderful people. At least that I got to meet through that experience.
Yeah.
And then the next year I lost to Diana Krall, so it's all fine.
She's going to have a career whether she wants it or not, right?
I support her talent. I finally met her this year for the first time.
Oh, good.
I finally met her backstage at the Monterey Jazz Festival. I never had, of course, looked up for her for years and years and years. And I was so happy because you know what she said to me? She said, "Oh, Bria, she's like, I heard of you. You're from Chilliwack, right?"
Chili, whack, whack, whack. Chili.
That's it. At the end of the day, don't forget where you're from. Put it on the map.
That's amazing. Well, it's been a real treat having you on the show, and I just appreciate your talent so much, Bria. Continued success and continued hopefulness for you and for everything that's going on here with COVID. I'm going to bring our friend Rachel in here as well. And there's all 3 of us together again. Rachel, thank you so much for being on the show. I hope you get lots of gardening in this summer. Oh, you're muted. Hey.
Hopefully gig starts again in the fall, and I'll be giving all those vegetables to people because I won't be able to eat it.
Oh, you won't be able to because there will be so many of them, right?
Because I'll be touring again, hopefully.
Hopefully.
So.
Well, we'll keep our fingers crossed for you. There you go. And Bria, again, thank you so much for being on the show. Rachel, it's been just an absolute treat. We have a bunch of sponsors that we would like to go and thank on behalf of the JazzYYC TD International Jazz Days. We wouldn't be able to make this happen without them. So I'm going to go thank them and thank you for being on the show.
Thank you.
JazzYYC would like to thank the following sponsors for their generous support that has helped bring this virtual jazz festival to you. TD, Jazz Home Delivery, the City of Calgary, Alberta Foundation for the Arts, the Government of Canada, Calgary Arts Development, Inglewood BIA, CKUA Radio, Calgary Public Library, CADME, the Coalition for Music Education Music Monday, Studio Bell, home of the National Music Center, Decidedly Jazz Danceworks, Arts Commons, and the Music Mile. Thank you. If you've enjoyed this broadcast, please subscribe to this page, and if you want to receive more information about this or any of JazzYYC's other upcoming programming, please visit jazzyyc.com and become a member.